Adam Collins and Harsha Bhogle, Crick Buzzer Stumps here at the Sydney Cricket Ground, day one. India, another fine day at the office. They won the toss, batted and closed at 303 for 4. Cheteshwar Pujara, yet again, Harsha. I don't know how many times we talk about the great man, but you just can't break his concentration. He started slowly, he built beautifully. What a fine innings, well on his way to another Test double hundred.
Even before Cheteshwar Pujara came into bat, Virat Kohli asked for a New Year gift. I don't know who's handing out these gifts. Virat Kohli wanted a New Year gift. Win the toss and bat first on this track, because he was going to play two spinners. If he hadn't batted first, spinners would have been on. 10th, 11th over, story of the game completely different. But Cheteshwar Pujara has got something that a lot of young Aussies today playing the Big Bash, a lot of young Indians don't have, and that is resilience and patience, all those good old virtues that make Test cricket so good. A couple of times he got hit on the head. It was almost like he was waking up to a new resolve. But I am so happy for Cheteshwar Pujara. There's a lot been said about him. He doesn't get an IPL contract. Should he be in the side? Should he not be in the side? Is he too slow? Cheteshwar Pujara is just a wonderful person. And it is the person that he is, humble and dignified, that's been translated into his batting. He is humble. He doesn't mind missing the ball. He doesn't mind getting beaten, but he will hang in there. The person is reflected in the batsmanship. I'm very, very happy for him.
Yeah, people often say because he doesn't play IPL that he has no shots, but he has plenty of shots. Some of the cover drives he played today, the clips through mid-wicket off Mitchell Starc, they were top shelf.
It depends on how you define a shot, doesn't it, Adam? With the T20 era, we define a shot as something that takes the leather off the ball, that's clobbered. A shot is also a gentle placement between two fielders. A shot is also one that produces two. What I like about Pujara is he doesn't need to hit the ball too hard, because that will change the way he's batting. His batting is built on a certain flow and rhythm. If he tries to hit the ball too hard, then his whole bat swing, everything will start to get affected. So that's why I've often said Pujara, the ball that Pujara hits doesn't hurt the boundary ropes. It merely skims past. It kisses the boundary rope, but that's still enough for 4.
Other contributions today. Agarwal at the top of the list, 2 half-centuries in 2 Test matches for the young man. He looks like he was well on the way to a maiden 100. He did hit 2 sixes straight back over Nathan Lyon's head, but the third one, bit of extra dip from Lyon, some very cagey experience off-spin bowling, drew the mistake. He's disappointed at throwing away an opportunity to raise 3 figures, but there's a lot of promise there.
Oh, for the second time, he's got into the 70s. But you know what, if you're a young player playing your second Test and you got 270s and you waited years and years for this opportunity, you'll embrace the 270s and say, don't go away. The dismissal of Agarwal was a little throwback to the player he was. The Agarwal we saw with great discipline is actually an Agarwal inventing himself. He's a free-stroking player. He plays in the Ranji Trophy. He's got a lot of shots. And we almost feared whether he had too many shots for Test match cricket. But he's adapted so well. And sometimes, Adam, and I don't know if it's happened to you in life, I'm sure it has with all the things that you do, that sometimes when you want something badly and it's going away from you, you can react to it 2 ways. Either you can grab onto it and make mistakes, or you can just enjoy the fact that you now have it. I'm delighted for Mayank Agarwal.
That almost speaks to your earlier points you've made about KL Rahul, who came out of the gates as quickly as you could, gone before he even started, 9 off 5 balls. It was an innings that showed no real control. We've seen him play so well against Australia in the Border Gavaskar Trophy series last year, that wonderful 100 at the Oval to finish the England series last year as well. It's a shame that it feels as though his international career will take a pause after this.
And it might not be so bad for him. I often mention writer's block. In another blog for Crickbuzz, I've said that when you're suffering from writer's block, the worst thing to do is to go and write 5,000 words again, because you'll write 5,000 mediocre words. The first thing KL Rahul did was he went straight back into the nets after he was out and started hitting balls again. My theory is, and I'm not qualified enough to say that this is the right theory, is that the freedom of white ball cricket will liberate him. But maybe having to go back may not be such a bad thing for him. Rediscover the fight, rediscover coming back in, rediscover the joy of every opportunity. It might happen, it might not happen, but there's nothing he can complain about. He's had the opportunities, he can't complain.
The leadership duo of Kohli and Rahane didn't really fire today. Kohli got a start and got himself strangled down the leg side. Ugly dismissal, rare for him. Rahane got a snorter. But Bahari though, Bahari is a man who opened the batting last week, dropped back down to number 6. That might be where he's best placed. He looks excellent this evening.
He was free-stroking. The second new ball is always a tired new ball. He was batting beautifully, and the fact that Australia bowled so short seemed to play into his strength, which is punching off the back foot. Australia's plan A, I don't know what plan A was, but they very quickly moved to bowling short. Yeah. And what I saw a stat today: Australia's fast bowlers don't have a single LBW. And the only LBW Australia's bowlers have had is Nathan Lyon getting Ajinkya Rahane. But the moment you bowl as short as that, you're taking the bowled out, you're taking the LBW out. And while they clattered the helmets a couple of times, and they did get Kohli out there, they did get Rahane out, so they can say we got 2 wickets to that plan. But at the end of the day, India 300 for 4.
Yeah, what did you make of the day more broadly? Not a lot of people in at the SCG. Marnus Labuschagne, batting number 3, his first over of leg spin, 3 half trackers all disposed by Cheteshwar Pujara before the tea break. It feels like a discombobulated Australian side, doesn't it?
I mean, all the talk is we're going to play Peter Hanscom. You let Peter Hanscom go because you thought he wasn't good enough. He's played a big bash innings and he's come back now. Suddenly he's good enough. So I think Australia are having to pick people they wouldn't otherwise have wanted to pick. And that is why I think sometimes you look at your own dressing room, sometimes you look at the away dressing room. I think the moment India go past 370, 380, if they do, then in their minds Australia will say, right, where are we going to get the 450 now that we need to win this? So there's lots of issues there. Is what Labuschagne, isn't it? Is he number 3? I mean, if he's number 3, good for him that he goes and expresses himself. It's good going for him, but I just don't see Australia coming out firing, making 450, because I get the feel, I don't know how much he'll make tomorrow, but Pujara from Saurashtra is laying the ground for Jadeja from Saurashtra.
Yeah, it's the point you made on television today, Harsha, that Labuschagne is the second spinner in this side. He's no longer a part-time bowler. He's got the responsibility of the second spinner, and that seemed to weigh heavily on the young man today. Either way, Australia are looking down the barrel of a day in the dirt here at the SCG tomorrow. If they can't take early wickets, Pujara every opportunity to push towards 200. Follow it all on crickbuzz.com with Adam Collins and Harsha Bhogle. We'll be with you on Crickbuzz. It starts after play.